It's yet another week of high school football here. Once again, we're at Patrick Henry, but for the William Flemming Colonels to take on their rivals, the Salem Spartans, in our high school football game of the week. It is great to have with us Don Lee and, of course, the stat man, Jerry Caldwell, a guy imitated but never matched. So we're glad to have him with us, and it is good to be a part of this football telecast here tonight. And Don, when you look at it, boy, these two teams, we have done, I think, practically every year, every game, it seems to be a game that goes down to the wire.
That it does, Dave, and I think it's a challenge for both teams tonight. Salem has had a lot of success against Flemming, and I guess it's gotten in Fleming's craw a little bit, but one of the real things that's important tonight is for the first time in many, many years, they aren't playing in the shadows of the Salem Stadium as we are at PH. It's a brand new facility, second year, and I think this will be a factor for Flemming in having a little more confidence. I mean, we've seen them in position to win a few games up there, and Salem would always, as I say, pull that mystique out of the hat and call the right play at the right time. And so, as I said, I think it's a real challenge for both ball clubs here tonight.
That it should be, and of course, we have another fine officiating crew. The referee is Fred Reese. Our umpire is Rich Wilson. Linesman is Mark Driscoll. The line judge is Bill Mercer. Owen Grogan, the field judge. Jerry Henderson, the side judge, and Dan Fouts is our back judge. So the Spartans will be kicking it off. Robert Powell will kick it off for the Salem Spartans, and it'll come back, be taken on about the 7-yard line, out to the 20. And going to get to the 25-yard line and drive to about the 26-yard line. That was returned by A.J. Johnson, and that's where the Colonels will take over 1st and 10. The Colonels have a solid ball club. They're led by their quarterback, Derek Brown, who has passed for some 550 yards and run for 223 more. And, of course, their big guy in that backfield, LaCalvin Hickman, 487 yards rushing and a 6.9 per carry average. Here it goes, Waz. That's Hickman. Hickman going to gain yardage and drive it across the 35 to about the 36, 37-yard line. He's ripped down there by Reggie Barnett. And a good offensive line. The tight end is Marcus Firebaugh, Deontay Hall, Kurt Matthews, along with the center, Frankie Allison, Desmond Burris at one of the guards, Calvin Greer, and Jesse Jenkins, another tight end. And then Derek Brown, Shaquan Manning, LaCalvin Hickman, who we told you about, and A.J. Johnson. Here again, they go straight ahead down to the 40-yard line as Hickman carried it again. Hickman is just a very good running back. He averages 6.9 a carry, and Derek Brown, the quarterback, averages 5.9 a carry.
This gives Flemming quite a togetherness in that backfield. I mean, those guys attack you different ways, but both of them run extremely hard, and you see a good pickup there.
That's Hickman again. We'll tell you that the defensive alignment for the Salem Spartans, they'll have Jonathan Walker, Brandon Turley, Trevor Stump, Ryan Dow, and Phillip Hughes along the front. A good set of linebackers, Seth Fisher, Lang Hawkins, and Zach Pritchett. And then Dante Harvey, Kyle Schweizer, and Reggie Barnett. And you'll also see a lot of number 16, Jackson Bradley. So here we go with a nice gain of 5 on first down. It's 2nd and 5. This is the opening drive, and they go this time. That's a nice run by D. Hardy. D. Hardy, a guy that scored a couple touchdowns in the game we did against the Northside Vikings, and Hardy gains yardage across the midfield stripe to the 46. A very impressive drive thus far to lead off this game.
Well, let's talk about the Flemming's offensive line. There's 275 at left tackle, left guard 320, 285 at center, and 285 at right guard. So they're thrusting up that middle pretty good and getting some push.
There's Hardy again, 40. Hardy 35, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. stopped at about in for the touchdown. D. Hardy took that one and he galloped in for the touchdown, and a 46-yard jaunt by Deontay D. Hardy for the touchdown.
Man, what a run. And then right there it shows you something about Flemming that a lot of teams don't have and would like to have, and that's the speed that when you turn that corner, you can turn on that burner, accelerate, and take it all away. And he went right down that sideline. But again, speed is a major factor so far as Flemming is concerned.
So Amon Saleo adds the extra point, and the score here, the Salem High Spartans trailing the William Flemming Colonels 7-0. We're back with more first quarter action right after this. Okay. Yeah. All right, back here we go. It took exactly 2 minutes, and the William Flemming Colonels take a 7-0 lead.
Dave, you're exactly right. That was an impressive opening drive there, 73 yards and 5 plays with D. Hardy having a big 46-yard run.
Hardy gets the touchdown. They had some nice runs from LeCalvin Hickman as well. This one will come down and go out of bounds. So that one was kicked off by Tobias Smith, but he kicked it out of bounds. So it will now be given to the Salem High Spartans in great field position. They'll mark it at the 35 on that to kick out of bounds on the kickoff.
The key to that drive was the fact that Flemming got positive yardage on every first down. And we repeat week after week that if you can do that and knock people off the football, get that kind of yardage, you can run inside, you can run outside, but the whole key to it is no negative yardage whatsoever.
Derek Hickman is the quarterback. Now he's going to hand off, and there's a nice run. That's Coles to the 45, the 50, and he's going to gain yardage to the 48-yard line. He is met there by Phillip Hughes and had some good help there as well from a nice play by Trey Jones, and they stop him, but not before a good run by Kirk Coles. Coles leads this team with 302 yards rushing. There he goes again. He's to the 45. He's to the 40, 35, 30, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown. My goodness. How do you like that? That took 30 seconds to score a touchdown.
Well, Salem said you scored on us in 5 plays. We got to do a little better, so we scored on you in 2. But the other thing about it, I think we've got a real fine football game on our hands tonight. We talked about Flemming's speed. Cole showed some real speed and hitting that outside hole, and none of those defensive backs were in sight as he went down that sideline.
So there you have the touchdown. We will keep it here. The extra point by Powell makes it 7-7. And just like that, the Salem High Spartans come back.
Boy, that's what you call answering the bell. That was the Kirk Coles drive there. 65 yards and just 2 wonderful runs there.
No question about it. Coles, remember, they got the football at the 35 after it went out of bounds, and then on the 2 carries by Coles, 65 yards into the end zone. Powell adds the extra point, and it's 7-7.
I said before the game it was going to be a challenge. Right now it looks like the biggest challenge is going to be faced by the 2 defensive coordinators. They're probably scratching their heads a little bit and said, my God, we're running the same plays that the scout team ran against us all week, and all of a sudden we can't stop anybody, neither team. So they're scratching their heads a little bit, and they'll fumble around and come up with something, but you'll see some probably some changes being made.
All right, there's the kickoff. It'll come down and be taken at about the 10 That's Johnson across the 20 and knocked down at the 25. Good coverage on that special teams by the Salem High Spartans as they were able to knock him down for a return out close to the 30. They'll mark it at the 29. Among those who were in on that one, Seth Fisher. So it'll be 1st and 10 for Derek Brown and the William Flemming Colonel offense. We're even at 7-7, and we've only played a little over 2.5 minutes of this first quarter.
And it hadn't been anything fancy on either team. Just line them up and knock them off the ball, create a hole, and let the speed take over.
That is exactly right. Now Brown, who had the good runs by LeCalvin Hickman and D. Hardy. This time Hickman breaks a tackle 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, and he's down to the 47-yard line. Before hanging tough and bringing him down was Kyle Schweizer, but another strong run by LeCalvin Hickman, who looked like he was going to be hit at the line of scrimmage.
And again, I keep re-emphasizing the fact, but speed. He hit up in there. It was clogged up a little bit. He saw an opening to the outside, and he had that tremendous speed that made him turn the corner, and he wasn't too far from the promised land that time.
No, he wasn't. He was about one little move from going in. Here goes Derek Brown. Now he's going to roll. Here's Brown, and he's going to lose yardage back inside the midfield stripe. Lang Hawkins did a nice job and had help from Seth Fisher. They converged on Derek Brown, and he will lose yardage back to the Flemming side of the field at the 49.
Well, that's a matchup we'll probably see a lot tonight, Hawkins against Brown, and Hawkins didn't give an inch on that one. He was a man at the spot. The thing about it is he brought him down himself. He didn't have to wait for help, so fine play by Lang Hawkins.
So he lost a total of 4 yards on that one, and it'll be 2nd down and 14. The ball is at the 49. Here goes the LeCalvin Hickman. Hickman gets back into Salem territory to the 45. First guy that made contact for him was, for that Salem defense, was number 5, Jonathan Walker, and Walker brings LeCalvin Hickman down, but he gained good yardage, 6 to be exact, and now for the William Flemming Colonels, 3rd down and 8.
Well, let's remember, we saw Flemming earlier in the year, and when they needed to throw it, they did throw it, and the main thing they've got to do is protect Brown and give him a little time to pick out one of those speedy receivers.
There he is. He has time. He's going to throw it deep, and it's way over everybody's head. Back there, they were looking for Antonio Carter was out there, and also Taylor, and both of them not anywhere near the football, so that'll be 4th down, and that will mean that Devin Dean will come on to punt the football away for Coach Rob Senseney's William Flemming Colonel.
I think he actually threw that away because the pass defense was terrific that time, and I'm sure Coach Senseney has said, don't take a loss. For goodness sake, if you have to get rid of it, throw it away, because I've never seen him that inaccurate before. So I think he was wise in throwing it away.
Dean will punt this. He'll get it off, gets a high spiral that's going to come and bounce out around the 16, 17-yard line, and that is where the Salem High Spartans will take over 1st and 10 here as that drive stalled. They got once again into Salem territory but unable to capitalize on it, so the Spartans will go 1st and 10 with Derek Hickman and company leading the offense here against the William Flemming Colonel defense.
And the first 2 plays from Salem in which they ended up scoring, they're running the basic tailback off a tackle where you usually get a double team and a kick out by the fullback, and they've really had good holes there. And here it comes again.
There it is. And that they go straight up to, once again, they get it. That went to Antonio Medley, and Medley does the job, gains some yardage, then is knocked down defensively by D. Hardy. Hardy, the young man who scored the touchdown on offense, also a very quality linebacker. In fact, we'll give you that the defense for this Flemming team in just a second, as well as the Salem offense. We haven't had a chance to catch our breath. There's Medley again. Medley drives close to the 30 and crosses it to the 31. That defense for the Colonels, A.J. Johnson, Tobias Smith, Carlton Crossgill, Kevin Thomas, And Marcus Firebaugh and Deontay Foster will come in at those defensive ends. And Trey Jones, Jesse Jenkins, and Hardy in the linebacking core. Shaquan Manning, Brian Taylor, and Marcus Redd are your defensive backs. So a nice gain by Medley, and Medley gets first down yardage, mark it at the 31. Here it comes again. He goes around wide, and Hardy was able to get him by the shoestrings there and drop him down to the 35, so it will be a 4-yard gain and second down and 6.
All Salem is doing is their basic offense, which is just running that tailback off tackle. But the key to it, we mentioned Fleming's offensive line. Salem's offensive line is getting a terrific push.
And we'll give you those guys in just a second here. Here goes again to Medley. Medley drives and gets to the 39-yard line. Guy that made the defensive stop there was Jesse Jenkins. And that offensive line, Hunter Cox, Tyler Person, Daniel Weigel, Joey Bickers, Matt Carr, Chris Sweat, and, of course, your wideout, Dante Harvey. Derek Hickman is the quarterback. Daniel Dyer, Antonio Medley, and Cole split time there, and Stephen Barnett also there as well. And you'll see a lot for the Salem Spartans as well, Anthony Tolliver. Here we go. There's Coles. Coles drives, and I think he got the first down. Coles was hit and knocked down defensively there by, it looked like Chris Bean, but not before he gets close to the first down, about maybe, and it is enough for the first down.
I think Salem thinks they have found something to the right side. They like the matchup over there. Every play from the line of scrimmage has been to the right side.
Exactly right. It's been either Coles or Medley who's in there. Now Coles is back in, and Dyer is behind that as well. Now they go to Daniel Dyer. This time he's to the 45, to the 40. He fumbles the football, and we'll see who got it. Dyer got to the 37-yard line, coughed it up. The Colonels say they have it. We'll see. And it looks like they do. It looks like number 55 came up with that. It looked like Harrison got with that. Darian Harrison recovers it. So just like that, Dyer was gaining good yardage and then coughed it up.
Well, that's an unfortunate thing when you put the ball on the ground, but we know what Dyer can do, and he'll come back and he'll contribute. The other thing I want to mention, we talked about the fact that every play had been to the right side. They got Flemming thinking, here we go right. They ran a quick trap back to the left side, and it was wide open as the offensive line prevailed and did a terrific job again.
So we're down to about 5 minutes left in the quarter. There's Brown going to throw it, and in, out, and back into the hands. That's A.J. Johnson. Boy, he is a good one. A.J. Johnson took that one from the pass of Derek Brown. Johnson, who leads this team in receptions. That's his 14th reception, and he averages almost 16 yards per catch.
Well, he was almost like Houdini getting out of the ropes. I'm telling you, he was hit every which way and kept fighting, and we know that A.J. Johnson is just a great athlete.
He got 9, and there they'll go back to Calvin Hickman. He got the first down, went right up the gut, and drives across the 45 down to the 47, 48-yard line. Seth Fisher, along with Jonathan Walker there to bring him down.
What Fleming is setting up with the way they're running their offense now is that they're setting up of Brown has been handing to one of those backs crossing, but in a minute he's going to keep that ball and get to the outside, and when he does, you'll see some more speed. But let's see if this is the time for it. Nope. He's still handing it off, and they're setting that other play up.
That was Calvin Hickman. Hickman got across midfield. One of the first to meet him there defensively was Zach Pritchett. And that was a gain of, we'll see, but they call illegal procedure. They got it across midfield, but this will come back.
A lot of similarities in the defenses of the two teams, Dave. Both of them use a 5-man front, 3 linebackers, and 3 in the secondary. Now, they'll take those people in secondary and move them up close to give you the look of a 5-4 sometime, depending on strength of the offense and the wide side of the ball. But both teams play very similar, so they're used to seeing each other in practice, or seeing this defense, and I think it just helps when you attack it, when you're somewhat familiar with what the defense is doing.
Well, that it is. I'll tell you, this William Flemming offense is just so loaded, and they have won 4 straight. under Rob Cincinnati this season. They're going to be a very fine football team, and they scored on that first drive, and here again is another penalty marker down.
And this is negative again, so there's going to be another 5 yards. The center had trouble getting the ball out of his hand as he tried to snap it back. It's called a false start. So right now, Fleming's in a little bit of a hole, and this just calls even more for Derek Brown to make a big play, possibly to A.J. Johnson. But they're probably going to have to throw the football or run the keeper with Derek Brown and see if they can surprise Salem.
Well, remember, they have moved number 71, Frankie Allison, to center. And you wonder about that. There they go. They'll go back to LeCalvin Hickman. Hickman drives to the 40, and that's it. He's knocked down. Guy that made that initial contact was Schweizer, and then Jackson Bradley finished him off. Give him close to that 40-yard line. It'll be second and long. 3:25 and counting left in this first quarter, and both teams with a touchdown and the extra point, so we're even at 7-7.
The mark of a good football coach is a coach that makes his team improve every week through hard work. And you can see right now, even though Brookville was a very, very good football team, Salem has improved immensely on offense since that game. I know they had kind of a tough time last week at Northside, but they may have been looking ahead to this game a little bit, not to take any credit away from Northside, but tonight they look about like a Salem team that played Amherst last year when they were up and down the field. I mean, before you could get your butt in the seat, one team was going all the way. So it looks like we have the speed to make this that kind of game tonight.
All right, there's a timeout here on the field with a score. 7 for the Flemming Colonels, 7 for the Salem Spartans. We're back with more first quarter action right after this. Okay, just a second. All righty. Back here, you see the Salem cheerleaders trying to root their fans on. Two excellent football teams, excellent coaches. Of course, when you look at Flemming, as I say, they have rolled to 4 straight victories. And when we saw them against Northside, tremendously impressed with this football team. So they'll have it at the 40. It's second down and 19 for the William Flemming Colonels. There's Brown. No, that was not that was number 5 who came in there. That's Devin Dean. So Dean, who will check in there some at quarterback, gets some yardage across the 45 to the 46. That will make it third down and 13. Jonathan Walker made that initial hit for the Spartans. Third down, 13, heading toward the 2.5-minute mark. Once again, Devin Dean, number 5, is your quarterback. He's going to roll right. He's going to drive, and he's not going to get anywhere near a first down yardage. He was ripped down at about the 48-yard line. One of the first there to make contact with him was Seth Fisher, and then had some help as well from Lang Hawkins, and they stop him for a short gain, and it will be 4th down and 12. Dean will punt it away.
This is making me wonder if Derek Brown got hurt, because it's unusual for him not to be in there in a passing situation, and that was definitely a passing situation, and Dean just came in and ran the ball twice. So we'll try to spot him on the sideline to see if he's getting any kind of first aid care or anything else, but I didn't see him when he went out.
I didn't either. Derek Brown being replaced by Dean, who just punted that ball away, and it went out of bounds on the 31, so the Salem High Spartans will take over there with 1:56 left in the quarter.
How about a good trivia question? How many state championships have these two teams or these two coaches been associated with? Winning state championships.
I think it's around 7 or 8. Because when Cincinnati was at Gretna, that was a machine there with Vic Hall, and that was a carry right there by Coles, knocked down by Brian Taylor, but he gains a couple. It'll be 2nd and 8.
You mean that defensive back who was a phenom over there, Derek Hall?
Yeah, boy. like Aaron McFarling.
Hall, I mean.
Vic Hall, yeah, what a great quarterback he was, and we had the pleasure of seeing him a number of times with the Gretna Hawks. It will be second down. There's Brian Taylor, who's calling those defensive stuff. There again, they go to Coles, and that's a similar play that they gained so much yardage on their first drive. This time, they only carried out to the 37, so it will be third down, and they're going to need about 4 for the first down.
Just to put a quick remark in about Vic Hall, I think he is the best quarterback that I ever saw play, and I mean in person. I didn't ever see Michael Vick in high school, and I'm talking about in high school, nor did I see Curry from down at Hampton. But Vic Hall is by far the best quarterback I have ever seen running and throwing.
Boy, he was good. There's a throw. Hickman had it in and out of the hands. He was looking over there for Dante Harvey, but it went in and out of his hands. Good defensive coverage over there by the Colonels, and that will mean a fourth down, and Jackson Bradley will be on to punt. He averages about 35 yards per punt for the Spartans.
You know, when coaches go out and recruit, they have certain standards they want met. But it's one question that I always used like to ask, and like to ask now. How do you measure the heart of an athlete?
That is right. You're exactly right there. Well, the penalty marker comes down, and it looks like they had an illegal substitution here. So this will be against the Colonels, and if it is, that's going to give them a first down. If that's an illegal substitution against the Colonels, it's going to be a 5-yard penalty and give them first down yardage. So
we might add, as far as the officials go, we have a veteran crew here tonight with Fred Reese, the referee, and of course when you've got a Owen Grogan and a Jerry Henderson and a Dan Fouts and a Bill Mercer, I mean this is a tough crew, and I'm not going to leave out Mark Driscoll or Richard Wilson, so this is a heck of a crew.
It is. Well, with the penalty on the illegal substitution, it will move the football out to the 42 and give them the first down. So that a costly mistake on the illegal substitution. I think there were too many men on the field for the Colonels, so that'll give them first down at the 42, and the Spartans back in business. There is, this time they go to Medley. Medley doesn't get much this time. He gets across the 43 out to about the 44-yard line. Good stop there defensively by Jesse Jenkins, and Jenkins one of the first to make contact with him. And it will be a gain of just a couple, second down and 8. And this will probably be the final play of this first quarter, and we're even at 7-7. Derek Hickman at the controls, takes the snap, hands it off, drives, and there's a yardage out close to the midfield stripe. As that time they went to Daniel Dyer. The youngster carries it to the midfield stripe, and that will be the end of quarter number 1. So one complete here. The William Flemming Colonels on the touchdown by D. Hardy, the extra point by Saleo, and then the Salem Spartans coming back with a touchdown and the Powell extra point. We're even at 7-7. We'll be back with a second quarter right after we take this commercial timeout. Okay. Okay. Back here at Patrick Henry, the battle between the Colonels and the Spartans, and it's a 3rd and short for Salem right at the midfield stripe. They need about 2.5 for the first down. And remember, this drive was kept alive by that illegal substitution, which allowed them to get the first down on a 4th down. There it goes wide. That's Medley. Medley 40. Medley knocked down as he hit the 39-yard line. He was hit there by Trey Jones, but not before. Medley gets 10 yards on the play, and it is another Spartan first down.
Well, so far tonight, we've seen Medley, we've seen Nathan Goode, we've seen Kirk Coles, and we've seen Danny Dyer. And the thing about it, Coach Magenbauer likes to keep a fresh back in there. He's alternating them in and out, and we haven't seen a bit of difference as to when one group is in or the other group.
Oh, Medley, Coles, and Dyer all with yardage. And back to pass is Hickman. He's going to throw it long, got a man out there and couldn't get it. It sort of went short. They were looking for Deontay Harvey, and Dante Harvey could not get that. It was a little underthrown, so it goes incomplete, and that'll be 2nd and 10 for Derek Hickman and the Salem High offense.
Good time to go for it. That was a great time, and the pass, it seems like it was just a little more to the middle of the field, and the receiver was a little more to the outside, but it'll make a secondary think.
So they have it at the 40. And there it goes. That time they go to Dyer, and Dyer was met by Jesse Jenkins. Jenkins did a nice job of tripping him up after he gained about, we'll call it 3, 3rd down and 7 for the Salem High Spartans. They have it at the William Flemming Colonel 37-yard line.
Very important play for the Fleming defense as well as the Salem offense because of the field position situation. You go for the first down. It makes you think about going on 4th down because if you punt it, you might more than likely might maybe put in the end zone and give them the ball on the 20. So this is a key down, and you certainly want to maintain the right type of situation.
Well, they got the first down. Harvey caught that football, got the first down. The ball popped loose, and if he was out of bounds, that would mean that it would keep with the Spartans. But the Colonels were over there, and it just depends on if that ball went out of bounds before that they recovered.
I think what happened was that he made the first down, and then he fumbled it probably as he went out of bounds, but I think Fleming's going to end up with the football.
Nope, they give that first down marker to the Spartans, so they will keep the football.
What a great play as far as the pass reception. It was thrown to the outside perfectly, so there's a spot where it could only be caught and not intercepted, and that's what you like in a third and short situation.
So they've got the first down. They'll mark it at the 29 in Fleming territory. They go straight up the middle to the 25-yard line, and that one goes for not a lot of yardage. And they'll give it to Dyer. Dyer will have a gain of, we'll call it 4. So it's 2nd down and 6, an ace drive once again by Salem High School.
Salem's in 4-down territory here, and again, let's remember they've been successful kicking field goals, and they probably aren't quite in range yet, but they're sneaking in the back door there.
There goes the handoff, and they drive and gain good yardage. That time it went to the run by Coles, and Coles, who had so much yardage in that first drive, gained some more positive yardage, and it'll be another one of those 3rd and short as he gained to they'll mark it at about the 23-yard line. So it'll be 3rd down, and they need about 3 for the first down.
And if they don't get the first down here, they're looking at about a 38-yard field goal.
Robert Powell is their place kicker. There's the count. There goes the handoff, and that's Coles. Coles 20, Coles 15-10. He fumbles it again, but it's out of bounds. Coles got another big gain there, and he lost his helmet too, but he was knocked down by, among others, D. Hardy, and they stop him, but not before he gets to the 9-yard line.
Dave, a defensive player was in position to turn that into a loss. He put his shoulder in him, and he didn't wrap up, and that just you can't do that to Coles. He'll take that, he'll drag you, and he was determined to get that first down, and that he did.
So Medley back in there now. They give it to Dyer. Dyer doesn't get much. He tried the teeth of that defense. Kevin Thomas was there. Had some good help also from Carlton Crossgill, and that's a short gain of a yard. It'll be 2nd and goal. The ball at the 8-yard line inside of 9 minutes left in this first half, and we're even at 7-7. But the Spartans knocking on the Flemming doorstep here with a 2nd and goal at the 8. Derek Hickman going to hand it off. There they go. That's once again Medley, and Medley tripped up as he hit to about the 4-yard line. The guy that made the defensive stop, D. Hardy, again. And they'll mark it to just shy of the 4-yard line, so it'll be 3rd down and goal. And you have to think they'd think long and hard if they don't make it here about 4th down, depending on where it would be. So it will be checking into that lineup for the Salem High Spartans is Kyle Schweizer. And Schweizer goes to the right side. Dante Harvey is on the left side. There goes Hickman. He's going to run with it, and Hickman is going to be stopped. He will not get into the end zone. He was stopped at about the 2-yard line. One of the first there to make a contact with him was Tobias Smith, and then Brian Taylor and Trey Jones stop him, and they'll mark it at the 2. So it is 4th and goal at the 2, and they're going to go for that field goal.
Of course they are. In a game like this, you don't want to have a drive like that and walk away with nothing. So they're going for the field goal, and the kicker has been very effective all year.
It's Robert Powell. It'll be out of the hold at the, and here's a penalty marker down. Penalty marker came down. And we'll see what this one is. It's offside, so that will move the ball to the 1.
Well, this gives Coach McIntyre quite a decision to make because the ball's on the 1. They've moved it and gotten positive yardage all night. Do you take a chance here? The field goal, by the way, did go through, but the whistle had blown first. So he's got to decide whether he wants to gamble or whether he wants almost a sure 3. And as I said, it's hard to take them off, but again, he's got to kick it anyway, and they are going to stick with the field goal.
So Powell will try this one. This one will be spotted down at about the 12, so it's 22-yarder, and he's pretty much right in the middle of the field. Gets a snap, the kick is up, and it is good. So Robert Powell adds the extra point, and the Salem High Spartans take the lead here. Salem High with a field goal by Powell. It's 10 for Salem, 7 for the William Flemming Colonels. We're back with more second quarter action right after this. What'd you say, Clint? Okay. Back we are here. There you see the score 10-7 as the field goal by Robert Powell makes it a 3-point lead for the Salem High Spartans, and they will kick off. Powell will do the honors. He gets a boot into it, and it will come down at about the 3, taken there by Hickman. Hickman brings that to the 20, and he's rip-citied there at the 22, 23-yard line. On special teams, making a nice play there was Matt Robertson. So it'll be 1st and 10 with less than 7 minutes left in the half for the William Flemming Colonels.
Dave, how many times have we seen Salem's offense do what they just did? Ran 16 plays, went 69 yards, and ran up 7 minutes off the clock for that 19-yard field goal.
That's right. They ran off, of course, part of the first quarter into the second quarter, and then get the field goal. So a long and sustained drive, and Powell adds the field goal. There's a movement. Penalty marker comes down. Making a move there defensively was Brandon Turley. And we'll see It is a false start. So it will move the football back 5 yards and make it 1st and 15. Again, another mistake by the Flemming Colonels, and something that they did not make a lot of when we saw them in that impressive win against Northside. Once again, Brown is back in there. This time they go up the middle, close to that original line of scrimmage, but a couple yards shy. That was a gain of, we'll call it 3. That went to Hickman, and Hickman will gain positive yardage, make it 2nd down, and we'll call it 12. 6.5 and counting left in this first half, and the Flemming Colonels trailing the Salem High Spartans 10-7.
Look for Brown to keep one in a minute.
And this time he's going to throw, and it's caught. Great concentration over there by Marcus Redd, and Marcus Redd made the catch, and he will get close to 1st down yardage, but he still will be shy of it. They have it at the 27, and they need to get to the 31, so it'll be 3rd and 4. That penalty hurting them on 1st down, which cost them 5 yards. Hickman moves to the right side of quarterback Derek Brown. Brown looks to throw, fires, and too high. He was looking over there once again for Marcus Redd, and it was too tall for him. Jackson Bradley on the coverage. So 4th down, and Devin Dean will have to punt the football away.
And that means the Salem offense will come right back out and match up against that Fleming defense, which suddenly has been on the field a lot. And you know, we saw Fleming earlier and we're quite impressed with them, but tonight they're making a lot of mistakes. And, you know, Salem says we're away from home, but we're still the Spartans. We're going to come out there and we're going to fight you, and we're going to accept this challenge. And I'm telling you, they've done it so far.
Well, you talk about them, but the Colonels are certainly a football team to be reckoned with, and they down that football for a short punt. That only goes, and they'll have great field position at, we'll mark it the 46-yard line in Salem territory. That's where the Spartans will take over 1st and 10.
Well, I think A.J. Johnson's got to get a lot more involved in the offense, and we'll see Shaquan Manning also. Those two guys have got to get involved, and Calvin Hickman is a good runner, so it's no reason that they can't come back, and it's a long way to go. But I'm just saying at this point in the game, Salem seems to have a little momentum.
There goes Hickman. Hickman this time holds on to it, drives to about the 49. Jesse Jenkins was there to make that initial contact, and then he was finished off by Trey Jones. So that will be a short gain of just a couple, 2nd down and 8. The Spartans with the lead and the football here as we get inside of 5 minutes left in the half. The only difference in the game, each team with a touchdown, but a Robert Powell field goal has given the Spartans the lead. There it goes. It comes to a move by Medley, and boy, he was stacked up. Brian Taylor and Trey Jones brought him down as he crossed midfield and gets to the 48-yard line in Fleming territory, but it'll be 3rd down, and they need, about 4 for the 1st down.
There's been a lot of talk around the Valley about this game tonight, even down at the Y. I've got a loyal supporter for Salem named Doc and a loyal Fleming supporter named Eddie, and they've been arguing all week about this ball game.
They're not the only ones. Boy, there have been a lot of talk, as you say, about this game. There's Hickman, throws it, got a man caught, but that's going to be short of the 1st down. He was able to get it out there to his tight end, Hunter Cox, but he will be shy of the 1st down. They'll mark it at the 45, so it will be 4th down, and they need about a yard for the 1st down.
And this is a situation where you think that Fleming may line up and try to draw them off sides, but all of a sudden Coach Cincinnati says, hey, let's get the punting team on there and punt this thing out of here. We stopped their last drive. Let's stop this one.
So Salem will punt it away, and it is the punting of Bradley, and he will get the snap. The kick comes, and a nice punt, and the fair catch is called for back there and taken by Devin Richardson, and so it will be 1st and 10 at that point for the William Flemming Colonels. They'll go on offense here with the team trailing 10-7 and just 3:32 remaining here in this first half of play.
I got really confused on that situation as far as drawing them off sides. It was just the opposite, but I had it in the right frame of mind, but just two different teams.
All right, we have the first down, and there will go the handoff to Hickman. Hickman makes a beautiful move, and look at Hickman. He stretches across the 25, and that's enough for the first down. So a great job done by LeCalvin Hickman, and he gets that first down. So it will be 1st and 10. The ball at we'll call it, there's an injured Colonel here, and they're going to attend to him. And as they look at him, we'll take a timeout here on the field to score. Salem High 10, the William Flemming Colonels 7. We're back right after this. Okay. What'd you say? I can't hear to understand what you're saying. Yes. There you see the scoreboard clock. 3:23 remaining here in this first half of play. And the Colonels' injured player over there getting helped off the field, and that's one of those offensive linemen. So looked like it might be Deontay Hall. So anyway, they'll get the first down on the run by Hickman to the 25. He gets it again. Hickman drives, and he'll get up the middle to the 28-yard line. Met there by a host of those. Job done as Lang Hawkins makes a stop. And that will be a gain of just a couple. Call it 2nd down and 7 with the clock running here, 2:50 and counting left in the first half. There goes the snap. Goes around wide to Hickman. Hickman broke one tackle, but he isn't going to break the other one. He was corralled down there by a couple of those defenders, one of them being Ryan Dow, and it will be a short gain. It'll make it 3rd down and long, about 7 for the first down.
Salem has been just staying in their base defense. You don't see those linebackers blitzing a lot. They just read the situation and go to the football, and they're playing excellent defense as we stand. But again, we haven't seen Flemming's passing game effective at all.
There's Brown. This time he's going to throw. He got it to Brian Taylor, and Taylor got the ball popped loose, and it is recovered by the Spartans. He was fighting, Taylor, for extra yardage, and he was hit. The ball came loose, and now the Spartans are in business back at Flemming's 38-yard line.
Well, sometimes it's better to go ahead and go down if you know you have the first down. So a lot of times when you're fighting for that extra yardage and somebody's holding you, somebody else will come in there and take a good whack at that ball. And the ball's the most important thing, and it's going the other way.
So they get the first down. They'll mark it at the 38. Hickman's going to look to throw. He fires. He's got it wide open. That is caught inside the 25-yard line. Dante Harvey, that's his favorite receiver, and Harvey gains nice yardage. He will carry that football down inside the 25-yard line, and one of the Colonels looks like is shaken up there, but Harvey got that yardage and gets the first down. We'll mark it at about the 22.
That's a combination route to that right slot side that time, and when the wide receiver runs a deep curl in, and then the slot back runs out and around and up. So that's been a good play for Salem over the years. We've seen them hit the long man, who is the slot man, a lot of times when they needed big yardage. But the other thing about it is that curl route is a safe route for making that first down.
It is, and they got it. Still working on one of the Colonels there. Looks like might be a cramped leg problem. Rob Sensen, he comes out, check things out. But certainly a nice play on the pass from Hickman to Dante Harvey. And as they continue to work on the Colonel, he's going to get up, and it is Brian Taylor. So Taylor will be helped off, and checking into that lineup for the Colonels will be number 24, Dante Barber. So Barber comes in, Brian Taylor goes out. Taylor got the ball stripped from him on offense, and now he's walking off very, very slowly to that Flemming sideline. So it is a first down, and the ball is at the 22-yard line in Flemming territory. Here goes Hickman as the clock starts running again. Hickman will have the football. He's back to pass, being pressured, throws on the run, and in and out of the hands, and a penalty marker comes down. They were trying to get that in to Antonio Medley, and the penalty marker came down, and that will give the Spartans a first down.
How you know it's not offensive?
It isn't, because it was a new defensive right off the bat, and so it goes against the Colonels and will give the Spartans another first down.
The defensive back, and going to try to make the play, made contact before the ball got there, but the ball was in the air. And if I see as well as I think I do, which I think Jerry Henderson was right on the line looking straight down at it, and he's called 1,000 of them over the years.
Well, he certainly has, and they now have the first down and goal to go. They'll mark it at the 11-yard line. Or no, it isn't goal to go. It's still 1st and 10. 11 for the touchdown, 10 for the first down. And it is at the 11-yard line. So Hickman under center. Gives the handoff to Coles, and Coles doesn't get much. Gets to about the 9. Good stop there defensively by Darian Harrison, and it will be a gain of, it looks like just a couple, and it will make it 2nd down and 8.
Fleming's taking a timeout.
All right, William.
Salem is taking it.
So Salem takes a timeout here on the field, and as these two ball clubs talk things over, we'll take our final one for the half with a score. The Colonels trailing the Salem High Spartans 10-7. We're back right after this. Okay. Back we come. It will be at the 9-yard line. It is 2nd down and 8. 8 for the first down, 9 for the touchdown. Just 1:28 remaining. Salem still has opportunity to stop that clock as well. There it goes. That's Hickman. Hickman cuts it inside, gets to the 5. He will gain positive yardage to the 5. It'll be actually the 6th they'll mark it. Defensively, A.J. Johnson was there, but it will be now a 3rd and 5 from the 6-yard line. So another key play here for the Salem High Spartans.
I look for a play-action pass. They've been running it effectively. maybe a quarterback rollout with an option to throw it, but they run for 5 yards here. They've done a heck of a job.
And there's a timeout here, and it is the Salem Spartans calling the timeout because they want to make sure they have the right play. We're down to 49-8 left in this first half. Salem certainly, well, as we saw on the boot by Robert Powell earlier, in field goal range, will now have the 3rd and 5.
Yeah, but they really don't want a field goal. I mean, they don't want to turn one down. But the thing about it is, they get another field goal, they're only ahead 6. If then Flemming would score and get an extra point, Flemming would be ahead. So you have to think about that process as far as the play calling this time. And I don't think it'll be something that they've just been running and running. I think it'll be some type of halfback option pass or quarterback rollout pass.
I think they'll look that way because of the fact that there's no question the Salem High Spartans would like to get 6 or 7 out of this rather than the field goal. But a lot will probably depend on what happens when this 3rd down play goes. So Hickman comes in. The Spartans will go with the 3rd and 5. Medley into that lineup. And they also have Medley and Coles instead of Daniel Dyer. Medley and Coles are in that backfield together. There's Hickman, going to look, going to throw, got a man, and it is intercepted. That ball was into the hands of Hunter Cox and out, and coming up with that interception, a great job done by Marcus Redd, and that will be the touchback and give the Colonels 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line.
I'm telling you, that could be a momentum swinger. That's a big play for Flemming and a tough play for Salem. We were talking about the play action pass. That was more of a drop back, but the thing about it is it didn't connect. And Flemming got the benefit of running the clock down and killing the clock here and going in and seeing if they can get their offense in gear like they had at the first series of downs.
So now they'll have it with a 1st and 10 at the 20. We'll see what Brown and company do on this one. He's going to look to throw. He's going to throw it deep. He's got it out there and knocked down. They were looking as that was defensively over there, number 19. And they were looking down there to try and get that into Shaquan Manning. But looked like Reggie Barnett was back there defensively, and he knocked it down. So it'll be 2nd down and 10. Here goes the handoff. That's LeCalvin Hickman. Hickman slipped and drives to about the 23, 24-yard line. He's met their first guy to make contact with him there was number 44, Zach Pritchett, and that will make it now a 3rd and long as the clock runs down here, and they won't have to snap another play. So that's going to be the final play of this first half. We have completed one half of play here. And the Salem High Spartans, thanks to Robert Powell's field goal, have a 10-7 lead at the half. We're back with the second half right after this. I'm not sure.
Well, you had a Salem player running on the field late, and I think that's an illegal substitution. And Coach Cincinnati has a chance to think about going for 2 if he wants to take the penalty. But that guy was offsides, but he was way behind the ball as he was running on late. And if he wants to try for 2, he can put it up. But if not, he'll just kick the extra point. And if they successfully do it, they will have the lead 14-13.
14-10. It'll be the here goes the extra point, and it's blocked. So now it's 13-10. So how do you like that?
I was trying to give Salem for that credit for that one that didn't turn out to be a field goal.
That's right. So now it's 13-10, and we'll keep it right here. The touchdown by Shaquan Manning on picking up the fumble. And, Don, I guess we need to check in as far as what the stats are for that first half.
Well, Dave, the first half, Salem ran 32 plays, had 10 first downs. Rushing is 24 rushes for 155 yards. Passing, it was 3 for 5 for 46 for a total of 201. Fleming, on the other hand, ran 23 plays, had 4 first downs. Rushing, he had 17 rushes for 129. It was 3 for 6 passing for 24 yards for a total of 153. But the big thing was the 6 penalties that they had in the first half.
Very interesting there. So we'll have the kickoff here again by Tobias Smith. And there again it is taken and goes out of bounds. That time Harvey got it, and he goes out of bounds at the 20. So Tobias Smith, that you wonder if, again, he had let it go, it might have squirted out of bounds.
That it may have, and Tobias seems to want to kick that ball to the side rather than the middle of the field, and it may be a reason for that. Maybe they don't want to kick it off to a certain LeCalvin Hickman or Dante Harvey back there.
So Harvey took it, and now the Spartans will take over 1st and 10 after, remember, they got the opening kickoff here in the second half. The fumble picked up by Shaquan Manning for the touchdown. This time they give it to Medley. Medley will gain good yardage across the 25 to the 26. Of course, with that missed extra point, you now have the opportunity with a field goal of tying it. So that's the thing that happens when you miss those extra points. If you go for a field goal, you can always tie it. So they always can come back when you miss those either extra points or bad punts and the like. Have so much to do with a team whether or not they win or lose. Here goes Hickman. 2nd and 4. They'll give it to Medley again. Medley 30. Medley drives over the 30 to the 32-yard line. He's ripped down there defensively by Carlton Crossgill, and Crossgill will bring him down at the, we'll call it the 32-yard line, and that'll be a first down for the Spartans. We have played a minute of this second half, and, of course, because of that fumble recovery by Shaquan Manning, the Colonels have regained or have gained the lead here with a 13-10 margin. There goes Medley. Medley across the 35 down to about the 38-yard line. Trey Jones was there, but not before he gains to the 37-yard line, and makes it 2nd and 5. Once again, they have run so much on those sort of off tackles, Don, between Medley and also the fine running of Kirk Cole.
Well, it's the most basic play in the I formation, and they're going to split backs this time. So, again, these backs look good getting into that hole.
So it will be handoff. There's Medley. Medley 40. Medley 45. Medley to the 50. Medley to the 45-yard line in Flemming territory. Trey Jones had to force him out of there, but not before a great run by Medley, and they'll mark it at the Colonel 46.
How do you measure the size of Medley's heart? I mean, he hit 3 big guys and shook all 3 of them off. He only weighs 150.
Man alive, I got to tell you, he did a tremendous job of, as you say, continuing to move forward, and he gains yardage to the 46-yard line in William Flemming territory. Hickman, penalty marker down. That's Coles. Coles gains to about the 43, but a penalty marker came down.
That'll be null and void, as that tailback was leaning forward before the ball was snapped, and that'll certainly be against the Salem offense.
So it will cost the Spartans, and it will move the football back across midfield and into Salem territory at the 49, and it'll make it a first down and 15-yard situation, as Coles had gained to about the 42-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 15. We've played better than 2 minutes of this second half with the score by Shaquan Manning, who picked up a fumble and scampered into the end zone, but they had the extra point block, so we're at 13-10. There's Hickman. Rolls, looks, throws, in and out of the hands. That was into the hands and then out of the hands of Stephen Barnett, as Barnett or Reggie Barnett, that one was incomplete, so it makes it a second down and 15 for the Salem High Spartans.
Well, that pass, the old saying goes, you hit him in a bad place, you hit him right in the hands. But again, what happened was the pass receiver tried to run with it before he caught it, then took his eyes off of it and lost his concentration. That'll happen.
Second down. There goes, this time Dyer. Dyer 50. Dyer drives and continues forward, gets back to that original line of scrimmage right at the 46, so it'll bring on a third down and 10 for the Salem High Spartans, who trail in this one 13-10.
Look for the combination route this time. That's where you have a curl in and the slot back running the out and up. And we saw it completed very successfully in the first half. That goes actually they've got a double slot to the right side this time. Two receivers inside and one outside.
Here goes Hickman, and Hickman is going to get knocked down. What a job done by none other than number 6, who just kept coming, D. Hardy, and Hardy, the senior, hit Hickman, and Hickman didn't have a clue that he was coming in untouched.
And the rush is the best pass defense in the world. When you can get that rush on and cause him not to get that ball off, good things happen. And after the getting the quick touchdown, Fleming's offense should come alive a little bit now. They died out a little bit in that first half.
Penalty marker comes down, and this will go and move this football, as we've had a number. And this one will go against the Colonels, it looks like. So it's an illegal substitution, and that means it's still going to be fourth down, but it'll be fourth and about 11 instead of 15. And it will move the football to the 47-yard line in Flemming territory. Jackson Bradley will be the guy that punts it. He averages about 35 per punt for the Spartans. Gets a good snap, kick up, and this one will bounce around and get a decent roll and roll dead at the 20. So although it wasn't a long punt, it did its job because it starts the Colonels at the 20-yard line, 1st and 10, and we've played 4 minutes of the second half.
I tell you, that snapper for punts puts that ball back there, and the nice thing about that punt, as you said, Dave, it wasn't that far, but it was high, and it gave Salem plenty of time to cover it, so you eliminate the return.
So it's 1st and 10 now for Derek Brown and the William Flemming offense, as they have taken the lead thanks to that fumble recovery for a TD. Here's LeCalvin Hickman. Hickman, a guy that when he gets going, look out. He averages almost 7 yards a carry. He's gained over 500 yards this year, and he gains 5 more there, makes it 2nd and 5.
Well, I keep calling for the quarterback to keep the ball, Derek Brown. I keep calling for him to keep it after faking to that back going by, and again, we've seen him turn that corner.
There was a high snap. Now there he goes. This time he's doing it 30, 35, and 36-yard line. You're exactly right. He did that so effectively in the game we did earlier against the Northside Vikings.
And when he gets up ahead of steam, he's a nice-sized youngster, and with that speed to go with it, he can make that a very, very dangerous play.
So he gets the first down. They mark it at the 36. Here goes the handoff again to Hickman, and Hickman will drive close to the 40. First guy to meet him in there was Pritchett, but it'll be a nice gain of about 3 or 4. And nice drive thus far for the Colonels because they're using the clock. We've played 5 minutes of this third quarter.
Well, that's a base play in the spread formation that Derek Brown fakes or gives, and what it does, it gives you an inside-outside attack, and it makes it a little harder for that defense to read when the quarterback keeps it some.
And that will go against the Spartans, it looks like, because I think somebody jumped over and it's encroachment, so that will give them another 5 yards and make it 2nd and 2.
That's correct, and then it is encroachment. And once you cross that line of scrimmage, even if you don't make contact, once you cross it, you're a dead duck. I mean, that whistle blows, it's dead ball. They mark it 5 yards, and coach yells at you, "Watch the football. Don't listen to the cadence."
And what it did is cost them. Now it's 2nd and 2, and they have LeCalvin Hickman. Hickman stutter steps, moves around, and gets close to the midfield stripe. And the guy that had to hang tough and grab him by the ankles was Kyle Schweizer, but that's another first down for the Colonels.
That was big leg. That was a big leg move. I don't know how he twirled that foot around and put that move on the defense, but Mr. Calvin Hickman has got things on his mind, and I think it's that end zone.
Now he's got it to the midfield stripe. Nice drive thus far for the Colonels. There goes Brown. He'll keep it. Goes straight ahead. Not much. Gets across midfield into Salem territory at the 48-yard line. Big number 77. Jacob Simonis was there, and Seth Fisher. So that will be a gain of just, we'll call it a yard. 2nd and 9. They have moved into Spartan territory, however, at the 49-yard line. Clock continuing to run inside of 6 minutes left here in the third quarter. There's Derek Brown going to throw it. Got the little flanker screen, and it's in and out of the hands. A.J. Johnson had a notion. Might be good he didn't catch it because Seth Fisher was going full bore toward Johnson, and if he had caught it, I'm not sure he would have gained anything on that play and might have lost.
That was almost a backwards pass, and that's a very dangerous pass when it goes into that flat. And if it could look backwards, that ball could be recovered and advanced.
That's right. But it is an incomplete pass. Now it's 3rd down and 9. Spartan fans trying to get their defense going. Here's Brown rolling, throwing, intercepted. Jackson Bradley intercepts the pass. They were trying to sneak it in there to A.J. Johnson. Also, Taylor was back there, but Brown throws the interception, and it will give Salem new life at their own 36-yard line.
And again, I think he's a terrific drop-back passer. He has a little trouble throwing on the run, and it's the same thing that you see a lot of times when that quarterback gets on the run. He doesn't get those shoulders square, and you got to turn upfield with those shoulders square to really get it on the mark. And Salem did a good job defending, had the right man at the right place at the right time, and you can't play it any better than that.
So Jackson Bradley, who is a fine football player, also punts for that team, got the interception. Here goes Kirk Coles. Coles will drive over the 40-yard line down to about the 41. Guy that sort of twirled him and knocked him down for that William Flemming defense was Tobias Smith. That's a gain to the 41, gain of 5, 2nd and 5. We're heading toward the 5-minute mark remaining in this very quickly moving third quarter as the Salem High Spartans at the 41. Second down, 5 yards to go. There goes the quarterback rolling. That's Hickman, throws and caught. A nice catch over there as they were able to get that and fire it to a job done as number 19, Reggie Barnett, makes the catch, and he will get the first down yardage, and it's just shy of midfield in Spartan territory at the 49, 1st and 10.
And as Hickman completed that pass, he was able to get, so he was in a position of heading downfield, shoulder square, and you saw him throw the bullet right on the numbers.
He did, and Barnett did the rest and got the first down. So 1st and 10. Spartans driving just shy of the midfield stripe. There's Hickman rolling, looking. Now he's going to run, and he will get across midfield just into Flemming territory, but not giving up on that play defensively for the William Flemming Colonels, among others, D. Hardy and company, and Shaquan Manning. They stop him at the 49, but he is into Flemming territory, and it will be a 2nd down and 8.
I saw people on the ground that time where the offensive lineman had gotten downfield and thrown some blocks. And anytime you can knock one of those cornerbacks down, you've done a hard day's work. And it turned out to be a decent play, not a great one, but a decent one, as long as it's positive.
It is positive. But now the Colonel defense trying to stiffen up. They have the lead, 13-10 on the Shaquan Manning fumble recovery. Look at, there's good yardage. Once again, this time it's Kirk Coles. And Coles will gain yardage, and it will be just shy of the first down. So it'll bring on a third and about a yard, maybe a tad less than a yard. The ball at the 42-yard line in Flemming territory.
Well, think about this as far as Salem reloading. Coles and Daniel Dyer are both juniors.
Yeah, they are, and they have done an outstanding job. Dyer behind the quarterback, and then behind him is Coles. There it goes to Coles. Dyer gives him a block, and he gets enough for the first down. He got across the 40, needed to get to the 41, so it'll be a fresh set of downs. 1st and 10, the ball at the 39-yard line in William Flemming territory. So a good drive thus far for the Salem High Spartans, and we are inside of 4 minutes.
Well, right now I have Mr. Coles at 11 carries, 106 yards.
He's, of course, on that first drive when they scored the touchdown, he did quite a job along with Medley. There it goes. It's Dyer. Look at Dyer, and Dyer almost broke it. He was knocked down at about the 30-yard line. Brian Taylor had to nick him down, but not before he gets to the 31, and it's 2nd and 2.
Those backs are so quick and hit the hole so quickly, they don't need a hole. All they need is a seam. And that means that you don't have to block those defensive tackles so far, but you just tie them up. And then when they pop through there, that seam is broken, and that's great yardage.
So good yardage. An 8-yard gain for Daniel Dyer. It's 2nd and 2. He's going to roll. He's going to look to throw. Fires it long. He's got a man open. Touchdown. Dante Harvey made the catch as he was able to get behind the defenders. And just like that, it's 16-13, and the Spartans can make it a 4-point lead.
What a well-executed play, and what a great play calling as far as the Salem staff is concerned, because they ran it, and then all of a sudden they dropped back and got that one-on-one coverage and hit that receiver. Perfect pass, perfect play.
Well, now the all-important extra point by Robert Powell is nailed. And so on the touchdown pass, Derek Hickman to Dante Harvey, and the extra point by Robert Powell. The score here, the Salem High Spartans 17, the Colonels of William Flemming 13. We're back with more third quarter action right after this. Yeah. Okay. All right. Come on back. All right, here we are with a kickoff. Of course, that first touchdown that we had from Flemming when Shaquan Manning picked it up, it happened so fast we didn't even get it on the air, but LeCalvin Hickman will let this go into the end zone. It's a touchback, and so the Colonels will take over 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line.
Dave, let's remember the Salem Spartans, they took that ball over on an interception of a turnover. They went 64 yards in 7 plays with that big strike of a 32-yard pass.
And that was excellent job done by Hickman to Harvey, and now it's 17-13. We're down to 3 minutes left in this third quarter, and it is a opportunity for the Colonels. The Colonels had driven well on their last drive, but then that interception set up what eventually has given the Spartans a lead. So we go back and forth. There's the handoff, and that's Hickman, and Hickman not going to gain a lot that time. He got into that teeth of the defense. Brandon Turley was there. They also had help from Harvey and Simones, and that will be a gain of, we'll call it 2, 2nd and 8. There's Hickman. Hickman going to try to go in. This time he broke a tackle. He broke away from Pritchett, but that pursuit was not about to let him go. Good job done. Seth Fisher was there. Barnett was there, and they drop him for basically no gain, and it'll make it 3rd and 7.
Well, Salem's defense is doing a terrific job on 1st and 2nd down, and they're forcing Fleming into long situations. And, of course, they picked off a pass the last time. But the thing is, the linebackers are playing a little bit of a game. They're jumping up in there as if they're coming and trying to confuse the quarterback, and then they're dropping back. But they may be coming on this long 3rd down situation.
Third down and 7. Derek Brown, and there's a penalty marker down, and that's going to cost them 5.
And you can give a defensive linebackers credit for that, because they had the quarterback thinking, what are we going to do in this situation? They're coming after me. Who's my hot receiver, and so forth and so on. But that's going to go be 5 more yards. It's going to make it 3rd and not long, but real long.
That's right. It will make it 3rd and 12 instead of 3rd and 7. And the ball is back inside the 20-yard line. So it makes it a much more difficult situation, and penalties have been a major problem for this William Flemming football team tonight.
Look at those linebackers up in there as if they're coming.
They are. That's Seth Fisher over there. He looks like he's ready to go full bore. Pritchett anxious. There goes Brown. Brown will not get much of anything. He does get to the 20, and a penalty marker came down. They got over the 20-yard line, and now a penalty marker came down. Brown, it depends on what this is and who it's against.
Somebody didn't stop on the whistle, and I got a feeling they may call unsportsmanlike conduct, and I don't know which team kept hitting, but or jury says that he thinks it's a face mask, and he's probably got the best eyes of the 3 of us, so let's give him a chance.
And that's exactly right. He's got it. It is the face mask. So Brown, as he was driving and trying to get some second effort, somebody had to grab him by the face mask, and that is a tremendous penalty against the Spartans, because the Colonels now in great shape. They get the 3-yard gain off of Brown, and now 15 more. So it'll be 1st and 10. The football is at the 35-yard line. Here goes Hickman. There's Hickman. Look at Hickman. And, boy, was he nailed as he got to about the 38 or 39-yard line. I mean, he was really racked. Schweizer hit him, but Hickman gets right back up. Give him 4 on the play. 2nd down and 6. And we're down inside of a minute remaining in this 3rd quarter, and the Spartans of Salem with a 17-13 lead over William Flemming. There goes Brown. Go right up the middle, across the 40, down to the, call it to the 41, 42-yard line. And this will make it 3rd down, and we'll call it 4 for the 1st down. And this could well be the final play of this quarter number 3. There goes LaCalvin Hickman, and he will not get the 1st down. Hickman was stopped in there by Zach Pritchett, and it will make it 4th down.
Dave, unless I'm misreading this thing, Derek Brown is not in the game.
That's right. Devin Dean came in there on that one. He is the young man that gets some snaps earlier in that first half.
I'm beginning to wonder if Derek Brown may have some type of injury, because he just doesn't seem like the same Derek Brown that we saw earlier. And a lot of times coaches or somebody will have an injury, and rather than talk about it, they'll just try to get them well and get them through the week and and see if they can play. But we've seen him perform a lot better than and nothing against the young man because he's a fine prospect, but it's just he's not having a typical Derek Brown night.
So there is a timeout as we completed 3 quarters. The score, Salem 17, William Flemming 13. We're back for the 4th quarter right after that.
160. What's it down in distance?
Okay. Back we come here as the Salem High Spartans with a 17-13 lead and a 4th down, and they need about 2 for the first down. And we'll see what they do. It looks like Derek Brown back in there. And that means they're going for it because Devin Dean, the young man who has also played quarterback, is their punter.
Well, again, it could be a quick kick possibly, and it could be a situation where they may try to draw him off sides.
Nope, they're going to go for it. And here's LeCalvin Hickman, and he got the first down to the 50, the 45, the 40, and all the way down to the close to the 35-yard line. What a job. The Colonels, a gutsy 4th and 2. All the credit in the world to Rob Cincinnati and his staff because they got LeCalvin Hickman to the outside, and he gains it to the 37.
Well, LeCalvin Hickman can run from that tailback position very, very well, and you may see some more of that before. As the night goes on. They're in there with a tight wing back in that I formation.
And there it is to Hickman. Hickman this time slipped, and as he slipped, Schweizer was there, and so was Jonathan Walker, and he will lose yardage. That will be a loss of about, we'll call it, a yard maybe, and it'll be 2nd down and more like 2, so it's 2nd and 12. Into the 4th quarter, and the score here, there's Hickman again. Hickman tries to get outside, can't do it. He gets back to the 40, and that's it. Seth Fisher started the play. Zach Pritchett ended it, and they get to the 40-yard line. That's going to be another loss of a yard, and it'll be 3rd and 13.
I'm glad to see Seth Fisher performing, and as always, his name's Fisher. He's going to perform well. But the thing about it is, he had something that could have been a serious injury, and they checked it out thoroughly, and everything's fine. But he did go out of a game that we had earlier, and he's back. And not only is he back, but he's made his presence known very well.
So it will be a 3rd and 13. Big play for the Colonels. There goes Brown. Brown's going to head for the outside, and he's not going to get it. They went outside. Schweizer was able to knock him down. The first guy that sort of was forcing him was Lang Hawkins, and then Schweizer finished him off. This will make it 4th down and 10.
When it's 3rd and 13, there you see Brown limping off the field right here. So what I said or what I surmised could very be he may have re-injured himself. But what I'm saying, when it's that kind of yardage to go and you see the quarterback take off and start running around the end against a swarming defense like Salem, that's a tough play to make.
Well, it is, and Devin Dean is now in there. Dean is the backup quarterback and is also the punter. And on 4th and 10, remember they had a 4th and short and made it. Now they got a 4th and 10. There's Devin Dean. Penalty marker comes down. And let's see what this one is. It will cost the Colonels, so it was 4th and 10, and this will make it 4th and 15. And that's it. That's another time. That's about the 3rd or 4th time we have seen that illegal substitution tonight, and it's 4th down and 15.
This is quite a gamble here. Your best bet may be to try to punt the football and hold Salem's offense down there, but they're lining up with Dean at the tailback position. If they don't have a quick kick, they're going for it.
There's Dean, high snap. Now he's looking to throw. He's going to run. He's to the 40. He's to the 35, and he is knocked down at the 32-yard line, which will be shy of the first down by about 5 yards.
A gallant effort by Dean, and again, when you got that kind of speed and you turn that corner, if you make somebody miss, but you know, those Salem secondary folks, they come to play, and one of them might miss you, but the other one is going to get you.
And that's exactly what they did. That pursuit continued to go. So now Derek Hickman is into the lineup at the quarterback spot to lead the Salem Spartans with a 1st and 10 at their own 32.
Yes, with 9.5 minutes to go, this is a good opportunity for Salem to move that football and work a lot of time off that clock. So it becomes pretty much possession right here.
Oh, look at that. Good job by Antonio Medley, and Medley gains to the 45.
One thing Salem does, and they make a living at it, and that is they run north and south. They don't run across the field. They go straight into that hole. And I'm telling you, that's a big, big factor, especially, you know, there's some wetness on the field, even though it's artificial surface, but we've seen some slipping and sliding out there. But basically, the field is in great shape for the kind of rain that we've had. Can you imagine having played this game at Victory Stadium?
Oh, yeah, man, that would have been a quagmire. Well, instead, that is the first down play. Also, Brian Taylor limped off, and the Colonels now will try to go, and a nice defensive play there. Medley didn't have a chance, and that is the young man who I have tremendous respect for in that game we did against the Northside Vikings, Trey Jones. Remember, he made a couple of hits that were unreal in that game, and he just did not give up on that one, and they lose yardage back to the 44. That's a 2nd and 11.
That is a big play and by a very fine football player coming at a great time, because you didn't want them plowing 3 and 4 yards down on you. And I don't think Salem will throw the ball here at all.
Oh, there's Medley. Medley breaks the tackle and hanging tough and getting close to a first down. By the way, I think Chris Bean also involved in that tackle before, what I said about Jones, but that time a gain by Medley, and now it's 3rd and short at the Colonel 46.
We keep talking about the backs and the yardage that they're gaining, but I'm going to tell you, I salute the Salem Mules. I know they call the offensive line the Mules up there. Those Mules have plowed the fields tonight. I'm telling you, they have moved some people, and they're getting off of that ball, and Flemming's trying to respond and hold them here.
3rd and short. There's somebody, and that's going to be a little bit over anxious, and that'll give them a first down at the 41-yard line.
And the defensive coaches are saying, watch the ball, watch the ball. When the ball is snapped, it's when you're supposed to go. And as you said, Dave, it's a young man playing. He's over anxious, trying to make a play. And but the thing is, Salem is good enough. Don't help him anymore.
That's right. That 5-yard penalty gives them a fresh set of downs. The ball at the 41-yard line in Colonel territory. Clock running as they snap this. Will be inside of 7.5 minutes left in this football game, and the Spartans on the move. There goes Hickman. Hickman straight up the middle, and look at Hickman. He continues to drive. Gets about maybe 5 to the 36. No, they'll mark it at the 37. Gain of 4, 2nd and 6. Clock continuing to run.
Salem's already knocked over 2 minutes off the clock.
Remember that other drive they had when they got the field goal, that long sustained drive where they ran off, 8-9 minutes. This is what they can do, and it makes it very difficult. Now it is 2nd and 6. When they snap this, we'll be down to 6:50. There is the handoff. That's Kirk Coles, and I don't know. He didn't gain much there. Coles was twirled around there as Hardy made the stop with Carlton Crossgill, and they converge on him. So it's now 3rd down and 7, no gain on that play. In fact, a yard loss.
That's one of the few times that the Fleming defensive line has gotten penetration. And when you said they snagged him in that backfield, and he lunged forward. But that was a fine defensive play.
3rd down, 7. Here comes Hickman. Hickman looks to throw, got a man, and it's caught. It is caught at the 20. It is caught down to the 15-yard line. They caught it inside, and they were able to hit number 15, Anthony Tolliver, and Tolliver gets the first down to the 15-yard line.
You know, you see teams that run the football well, and when they run it well, you would think that they spend all their time and concentration on running it. But every time Salem has needed a big play through the air tonight, we saw the curl pattern in the first half. We saw the simple down and across. And I tell you, they hit him right in the numbers again, and they have their passing game perfected, so when they need it, it's always there.
Oh, and it worked that time. Tolliver got the first down, 1st and 10 at the 15. There is the handoff. That's Coles. Coles going to lose yardage. D. Hardy was not at all going to let him go, and A.J. Johnson finished him right there. That will be a loss of, we'll call it 2, 2nd and 12. But again, what they're doing is using that clock and using it very effectively. When they snap this, we'll be down to about 5 minutes left in this game.
And again, the last 2 minutes seemed like it flew by a little faster, but they've knocked over 4 minutes off the clock now.
Man alive, I tell you. So it is a 2nd and 12. The ball is at the 17. There's Hickman, gives it off to Coles. Coles will gain yardage across the 15 down to about the 13-yard line. That's a gain of 4, and it will make it 3rd and 8.
Well, keep in mind one thing. A field goal is important at this point. A field goal is important if they don't think they can keep the drive going. And right now, they're at the, looks like, 11, 12, 13, so it'd be a 30-yard field goal if they decide to go that route. But, hey, don't bet against them making this.
3rd down and 8. The ball is at the 13. Here is Coles. Coles drives, keeps going, but he will be stopped as he drives to the 6, and this will make it now that was Coles, and they'll mark it at the 6, and it is 4th down. I think where they spotted that, you're probably a foot away. And I think what they're going to do is, rather than go for the field goal, they're going to go for the first down.
Sure, with that short yardage situation, if you get the first down, you're the more likely going to score, either run the clock out. So this is so very important here, and you got the backs back there that can do it.
Here we go. There's the handoff, and they got the first down. Medley got the 1st and goal at the 4, and that will be a 1st and goal at the 4, and we're down to 3.5 minutes left in this game.
And they started the drive with 9 minutes and 39 seconds.
6 minutes plus that they have run off on the clock, and they're not done.
And only one negative play that I know. Everything else has been some type of positive yardage, and the big play was a pass across the middle.
Pass from quarterback Hickman to Anthony Tolliver. Tolliver split off to the left side. Here goes the handoff. Straight ahead. Touchdown. Touchdown for Antonio Medley as he went off that right side, found enough room, and pops his way in for the touchdown. And now it is a big touchdown. It's 23-13. You got a 10-point lead with 3 minutes left in this game.
Well, I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do, and it may not be satisfactory with everybody involved, but I would give the player of the game to Salem's offensive line.
Yeah, you're right. They have been an incredible job. The point after is no good, but the score by Medley makes it 23-13. We'll be back with the final part of this 4th quarter right after this. Okay, buddy. All right, back we are here at Patrick Henry, and the Spartans of Salem will kick off, leading now 23-13.
Dave, how many times have we seen Salem do that in the past? They go 68 yards, 11 plays, but the big thing is they use up 6:36 of the clock.
My goodness. So the Colonels will get this back with just 3 minutes left in the game, and they've got to come up with 10 points. They are behind 23-13 as Antonio Medley scored, and we're going to tell you after this kickoff, it'll come down, be taken by Hickman at the 20. He's at the 30. And he'll carry it out across the 35 to the 37. But you look at that offensive alignment: Hunter Cox, the tight end, Tyler Person, Daniel Weigel, Joey Bickers, Matt Carr, and Chris Sweat. What a great job they have done in opening those holes, and certainly Coles and Daniel Dyer and the tremendous running of Antonio Medley. That has been the key.
The key has been in the trenches, and I'll tell you, Salem has won the battle in the trenches with that offensive line effort.
Now it is down inside of 3 minutes. Brown has to throw. He's going to throw, and it's in and out of the hands. He was looking over there to try and get that into Antonio Carter, but it goes incomplete.
Just to show you how dominant the Salem offense has been, this is only the third possession of this half for the Flemming Colonels.
Oh, that's unreal. That is unreal. And remember, they scored that first touchdown here of the second half when they got a fumble recovery and Shaquan Manning went in. There's Hickman. Hickman doesn't get much. He'll drive to around the 40-yard line. That defense did a good job of pursuing him. And they will gain right to the 40-yard line. Once again, nice defensive play in there by Lang Hawkins and Kyle Schweizer. It's a gain of just about 3, 3rd and 7. There is Brown, looks to throw, going to throw it long and way over the intended receiver. He was looking for Antonio Carter. Tolliver was on the defensive coverage.
You know, we praise the offensive line, but I want to come right back and say that the Salem defense has been tremendous tonight, too. They haven't given up the big play except early in the game. They've come back. They've done everything that they had to do, and we've seen some gallant efforts from Hawkins and from Fisher and from those guys up front. But congratulations to them, too, because it's just been a terrific effort. But, again, the game's not over, but we're just recognizing achievement, and it's been quite an achievement for the folks mentioned tonight.
There's Brown, throws it, no good, incomplete. And what that's going to mean now is the Salem High Spartans will take over on downs, and with 2:13 remaining, they can pretty much run this clock out.
Well, the party's almost over, and whether they're home or whether they're on the road, as we've seen over the years, Salem is getting that same kind of effort from those kids. They are so well coached and make very few mistakes, and it's just it's a continuation situation. It continues every year.
All right, here we go. There's Medley, and Medley will drive it over the 35, down close to the 34. And the clock continuing to run right here. So mark it at the 35, 2nd and 5. What a tremendous effort here, and all the credit in the world to that offensive line, because I'll tell you what, William Flemming, so impressive in their first 4 games, and you would have thought they probably were the favorite in this game and haven't been able to do it. There again is Medley. Medley goes around wide, and he'll be stopped, but they'll get first down yardage at the 28-yard line, and that gives them a fresh set of downs, and you're down to 123.
I think one of the key elements of the game tonight, Dave, was when Fleming scored so quickly. He made the great run, and then that was the first series. And what happened? Salem responded right away and came right back and did the same thing. And we'd only played about 7 or 8 plays, and it was 7-7. But had Salem felt sorry for themselves and said, "My gosh, we're going to get run over tonight," but you don't see that kind of attitude doesn't prevail there. So consequently, it's been a good, hard-fought game. I think each team will do very well in their respective division. And when the season's over, I'm sure that both of them are going to be in the playoffs.
Well, a good chance of that. Well, there is a timeout here on the field with a score 23-13 in favor of the Salem Spartans. We're back right after that. All righty. Back we are at Patrick Henry. We are down to the final 119 remaining, in the Salem High Spartans with a 23-13 advantage for the Spartans. And right now, of course, that's all they got to do. They take a knee. That one taken by the quarterback, Derek Hickman. And Hickman will take a knee. Now it is another timeout by the Colonels. I think that's their second, so they have only one more left. And I guess Coach Sensen, he doesn't want to keep those timeouts. Glad to be up here in the press box by the dynamic duo of Ron Myers and Julie Wilburn as they do this game for the Salem High School football games on WFIR Radio. Well, it has been a great, great job done by this offense. There's no question about it. You look at Medley and Coles, and, of course, Hickman has carried it on occasion. Daniel Dyer. I mean, they have used all their weapons and have used them effectively. So it will be second down. As we say, they just took a knee. And the Colonels of William Flemming will lose their first game of the year. And Salem will wrap up yet another victory. And the Colonels trying to knock him off. There's Hickman. Hickman to the 30. Hickman will fall down, and as he does, he gets to the 26. And that will now be, I think that's it. I think that is their final one. So it is a third down and about 7 or 8 for the first down. The Spartans with the lead here, and it was capped off after Shaquan Manning picked up that fumble to give the Colonels early in the second half the lead. It was a great job done by Medley, and then the touchdown pass to Harvey, and that's how we stand at 23-13. Well, it has been an interesting game. You would have thought when this game started with a quick scoring by both teams that it was going to be a high-scoring affair, but things sort of settled down. And then here in this fourth quarter especially, the Spartans took control with long time-consuming drives. Here we'll go. Hickman is going to just run now. He will go down, and that will be, as he takes it, he will take a kneel down, and the clock continuing to run. There is no more timeouts, so they can run another play, and that will be it, because they can snap this with 20 20 seconds left, run around a while, and that would end this football game. And the Spartans will wrap up another victory. It looks like they are going to let it run down and take the delay. Or no, the Spartans will take the timeout. And now what they may do is talk to Hickman and try and tell him, hey, take your time and run around the field as much and as long as you can, because, of course, if they don't get the first down, it turns over to the William Flemming Colonels. It was quick striking in that first quarter when the Colonels scored, made it 7-0. Then the Salem High Spartans tied it up at 7-7. Powell added the field goal to make it 10-7 at the half, and then Shaquan Manning picking up the fumble in the second half, giving the Colonels the 13-10 lead, but those 2 touchdowns iced the victory for the Salem High Spartans as we continue to see this team pick up an all-impressive victory. Hope you've enjoyed it here. And this game, just about history. We'll see what they do. They have put in there now, it looks like Hickman with Dyer back there. And here's Hickman. Now he's going to roll around. He's going to roll around. He's going to continue to roll around. He continues to stay in bounds, and now the ball will go over. But with only 12 seconds left, probably a play or two is all the Colonels have left with this game in the bucket for the Spartans of Salem High School. It has been a good one, folks. Hope you have enjoyed it. As Salem High, second week in a row, we've been here at Patrick Henry, and it has been a interesting game, and a game that fortunately the rain bits and spurts has been here, but not anything like we might have had when it was raining earlier before this game started. All right, here's Brown. Brown looks. Brown trying to find somebody. He'll throw it long. Got a man out there caught, and that's Shaquan Manning. But that will be it as he drives down to the 4-yard line, and there is a penalty on the Spartans, so there will be another play. You can't end this, so it will give them a first down. And this will be at the market at the Manning made a nice catch on the pass from Brown. And this will move the football from the 5-yard line and half the distance, move it down inside the 3. So the Colonels will get one more left because of the penalty on the play. It cannot end on a penalty, so they will have this last play to see if the Colonels can score a touchdown. Brown back there with LaCalvin Hickman. There's the snap. He's going to look to throw. He fires and caught, but that will be it. It's a touchdown. They give that touchdown in there as they were able to fire it into A.J. Johnson, and that will be the final score of this game. Makes it 23-19, and that is the end of this game. So the Salem High Spartans prevail. Final score here, 23 for the Spartans, 19 for the Flemming Colonels. And for J.D. Byrider, Aztec Rental, Kroger, Fast Signs, and Transmission America are all fine sponsors. This is Dave Ross for Don Lee and the Stat Man, Jerry Caldwell, saying thanks for watching, and we'll see you again.